Start a tiny bit early. Okay. Let's go for it. Has it started for you?
No, yeah.
Okay. Almost getting there.
Yeah, there's
Yep.
the
Oh,
advert.
good. Okay, right. So adverts mean that other people can probably see right now. So, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the Arcane Forge. And we're having, if you hadn't guessed by all the green and the hood and the mask, this is not how I usually look. This is a very special, spooky Halloween Cryptober edition of the live stream. Usually on this channel we draw all sorts of creatures and magic items and things like that together. And today's kind of no different, but in the vein of being Halloweeny and as a part of Cryptober, the month that we've been celebrating the whole of October, where we talk about cryptids. I'm going to ask for your help today in creating a cryptid of our very own, one just for our community. And I have made a table on which should be on your screen now, which shows sort of a base starting point. On the left hand side, I've kind of come up with key things that I think cryptids generally tend to fit into the categories of. So there's like 80,000 different versions of Bigfoot and other, ape-like creatures. There's a lot of sea-based creatures like Nessie and Maleki Mbembe, I think it is, and other things like that. There's more kind of bestial, animalistic creatures like the Beast of Bodmin Moor, the Chupacabra. There's winged specific creatures like the Jersey Devil, for example, Mothman, and so on. There's numerous alien cryptids, and there's ones that are basically just dinosaurs with some flavour that have managed to survive up until our modern day. So we're going to be rolling a dice to see which category we kind of start with, but then I'm going to need your help coming up with different features that all cryptids tend to have. I've started us off with, by and large, they tend to have red eyes. And they also generally tend to be really hard to get footage of. But other than that, I thought you guys could help me come up with ideas of features that our creature comes up with. And to read out your suggestions, I have my wonderful wife, or I should say for Halloween, my ghoul friend, sitting next to me here, who's going to be reading out your comments and your suggestions and ideas. And we also have the Hellhound Myrtle just beneath the table here, so if you hear any snorting and snuffling and grumbling noises, they're not special effects, that's just our little French Bulldog / Hellhound Myrtle. So while you guys have a chance to think of interesting ideas for cryptid features that we can add to this list and help us come up with a creature that is both a cryptid and something that you can use in D&D as well. I can't believe I've gone this far without mentioning D&D. I'm going to just very quickly take this opportunity, because there's about a 30-second delay between when you guys type stuff and when we see it, and then Yvonne will be reading it out, so there's a little bit of a delay. While you have time to come up with suggestions of interesting features for your cryptid, I'm going to say a special thank you to my patrons over on Patreon, without whom this channel wouldn't exist, this stream certainly wouldn't exist. So they deserve a special thank you. And this month, this very, very spooky month, you are Raptor Duck Quack, Nicholas G. Silver, Jonathan Foster, George Punton, Nappin Camo, Yorick Beast, The Smiling Sadist, Amanda and Jake Westfall, Ethan Dibby, Nathan Stratton, Bartle Gruff the Great, Braxton Hudson, Cav Manic, Matt Lichtenwalner, I always say it wrong, Halfie Wolf, Peter Balf, Max Schluter, Darth Caetana, Colby Monroe, Styrax, Oliver Thorvald Mellock, Ryan H., Steve Harrison, Max Copeland, Tamerling, Brandon Kerr, Dan Waterman, Dominique Jolly, Sam Hickson, AJ, Christian Palmer-Smith, Aldrin, Matthew Anderson, DVS, who's new, I think. Thank you, DVS. Miles, Inquisitor Thomas, Bronwyn Haller, who I've seen is in the comments and is in Australia, so who is here in the stream at 3 a.m. I think Australian time, maybe 4 a.m. something like that. So special thank you to you for being here. Bootsy, Janessa, Megan Myrick, and Denny Scalf. So thank you all so much for your support, and thank you for being here at whatever time it is that you've chosen to join us, but especially those of you who have set alarms and made special efforts to be here. It's really, really kind of you to do that. So thank you very, very much. What's it looking like in the chat?
We've got Minring, Aldrin, Last Biscuicorn.
Hello, everybody.
Leo and Ollie are there.
Oh, nice. Hi, guys.
Well. I think we've got a couple of new people. Golden Pig, Thela, and Greyloy Rose. So
you guys are all new. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. Whether you're new or a veteran of the Arcane Forge, it's lovely to see you all.
Oh, and it is 4 a.m. because of daylight saving. So
fantastic.
Thank you. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you so much. That is way earlier than I would get up to do any single thing. So I really appreciate you making that effort.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Cool. So still just waiting on some things to come in for suggestions.
Okay.
But Minring got in there really early with black fur.
Oh, very cool idea. Okay, yeah, perfect. Let's stick that on the list.
We've got Game and Gecko as well. I checked the time conversion. I thought I'd missed it by like 7 hours. Oh, well, we're glad you could join us.
Yeah, congratulations. That's absolutely fantastic news.
Thela and Golden Pig are Bronwyn Haller's spawn.
Oh, no way! Oh, fantastic. Your little goblins have managed to join us.
Awesome. Yeah, so let us know what you would like to see on the cryptid table.
Yeah, absolutely. Little features that you think are common to cryptids that we can add to our creation. In the meantime, though, do you want to roll a d6 and we can find out kind of roughly what shape we're making a creature?
Golden Pig has suggested big teeth. So.
Excellent call. Big teeth are a must.
Right, there's so many dice in the house and I'm using Google to roll.
It's alright, there's not much room on the desk with all the filming stuff anyway.
Okay, the first roll was... Oh, are you going to do it? 4.
Oh, a winged creature. Excellent. I was kind of hoping that would come.
Sorry, Sophia Jacobs is here as well, and it's their birthday, so thank
you. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, and we hope you're having an awesome day.
Fantastic.
Or about to have an awesome day if you're one of the early birds.
Yeah.
Biscuicorn missed the start, so we're looking to fill out the cryptid table with suggestions that are kind of common amongst all the different cryptids, basically.
Yeah, what are common features that you see in cryptids? I sort of categorized cryptids roughly into 6 main groups, and we just rolled a d6 to determine what the kind of theme, what kind of environment of creature we're going to be making. And it turns out we're going to be making a winged creature like the Jersey Devil, like Jackalopes, like Mothman, something along those lines. And within that class of cryptid, I'm asking for suggestions of features that you think are common among them. We've got some really good ones so far.
Okay, big feet.
Big feet, excellent call.
Grey LaRose is suggesting tiny cryptids.
Oh, tiny little cryptid.
Quills from your pal Willem.
Ooh, excellent.
Slumped posture.
Ooh, excellent.
Human-like eyes, which I think is a good call. Bat-like ears.
Ooh, hang on.
Sorry, I'm throwing a lot at you right now.
Maybe I should be a bit more discerning. We've only got 5. We've only got 7 left. So what was the last one?
Human-like eyes.
That's really good. That's definitely
bat-like ears.
Ooh, bat-like ears are cool. Okay.
A suggestion for a butterfly woman.
Oh.
A not Mothman.
A not Mothman. Oh my goodness.
Leo has suggested a multi-headed hydra.
Ooh, very, very creepy.
Butterfly wings and bat-like ears, rotting skin, not quite humanoid, and I can't think of anything. From Aldrin. Sorry, I'm not the Aldrin.
Okay, hold on. Rotting skin.
Yeah, have you got a slumped posture? I think that's quite a good one.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Gangly and bony.
Ooh, excellent call.
Emaciated, there you go.
Ooh, I don't know how to spell emaciated off the top of my head.
Emaciated.
You lost me at I.
Bony.
Yeah. We'll do that.
More than 2 eyes, maybe even an odd number of them.
Ooh, okay.
Long arms. I feel like that's a good one from Ken. Like, sort of slumped and quite long, overly stretched out arms is quite creepy. A bit like, who's the actor that plays Mama?
Oh, yes, that's so creepy.
The
really kind of like disjointed, almost like dislocated limb movement. Got room for 2 more features.
Gaunt features.
Okay.
Which I guess that
kind of go the bony, emaciated. Yeah. I'll do.
Keeper My Jeeper loves your outfits.
Thank you very much.
Ring says sexy.
Thank you. Yeah, it's Balenciaga, and the skull mask is Louis Vuitton.
I think the sexy was for a suggestion for the cryptid.
I'm hearing what I want to hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eyes and mouth all over is always fun for spooky weird things, which is very
definitely
up your street.
Yes.
Sharp talons as well.
Oh yeah.
Walking on knuckles, that is creepy. Or a big toothy smile. Yeah, a smile with too many teeth is always...
Okay, let's say creepy.
Not just long arms, elongated features in general.
Yeah, definitely.
Scales,
gangly.
Horns.
Or scales and stuff. Right, you know what? We've got enough.
You got enough?
We've got enough things there, I think. I think we have. We could do scales.
You could do 20 and then we can roll a d20.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just make some more room. I'll make some more room. Let me get rid of my little...
Sorry, I'm going off plan.
I know. You've scuppered it. No, I'm just kidding. 15. Let's do 16, 17, 18,
Deus
19.
Vault said this sounds like it's going to be the unholy love child of a Bigfoot and a Wendigo.
I think that seems pretty likely.
Yeah.
Let's go for...
Peeper My Jeeper says, with what we've got, I'm imagining man bat.
Ooh, excellent. I think we're going to roll a d20 and kind of like pick some of these items out into this winged thing. So I heard scales last as the last suggestion.
Let me see. Where did scales come in? I did read it. Oh yeah, scales, horns.
Oh, horns. Okay.
Creepy human-like face.
Ooh. Maybe that's within creepy smile. So I'll do creepy smile and like...
So uncanny valley was the sort of suggestion. Antlers, that's quite a good one.
Yeah.
And in terms of the pole, the knot deer and the mothman are tied actually.
Excellent, very cool.
Then it's Bunyip and Nessie's not getting so much love.
That's fair. That's
like
Nessie is a celebrity in her own right, so she doesn't need nobody's approval.
Ollie says dragon-like. Peeper My Jeeper says vampire dragon. Thela says give it 8 legs, which is
no. We've got winged there. We cannot have a winged spider. That's too awful. That's something that only Australia could create.
Dragon wings. Well, you've got winged.
Yeah, we're having a winged creature for sure.
Cool. Alright.
Do you have 2 more suggestions to add to this?
I'm
gonna put pale down, because often they have like very pallid and insipid flesh.
Yeah, I was kind of picturing that kind of waxy white, like translucent almost skin. Translucent sort of cave dwelling skin.
That's cool.
Oh no, now I've got like we've got multiple eyes, don't we?
We do. We have an odd number of eyes.
Golden Pix is a long tongue.
Oh, okay, that can be our final part. Let's do that. Long tongue. Thank you for the dragon-based suggestions, but in 2 months' time, is it? No, yeah, it's 2 months. In December, anyway. We have an annual tradition that's been going on. This is going to be the 3rd year of it, I believe, which is Dragon December. So we're going to be having live streams that are purely dedicated to creating dragons. We're going to have a full month, just like Cryptober, but exclusively dragon-based. And I have been drawing and researching those relentlessly this month. So I have drawn a lot of dragon-based stuff. And I'm quite into doing the creepy creatures for one more video at least. So... How many features do you reckon we should do? Should we roll a kind of? We could roll a d20 to see how many parts, or a d10 maybe.
Yeah, well, if you get like a 19, you're gonna be.
Yeah, it's gonna be real difficult.
Right, rolling a d10.
Yeah, d10. How many parts are we getting?
Once you get better. Oh, this website's rubbish. Let me just get better rolling.
Sorry.
Dice. God, what's going on with my phone?
You can get Myrtle to call out a number if you like.
Yeah, hang on.
This is really hard to drink in, by the way. I have a little metal straw that has to go.
Oh, Google does it.
There we go. Oh, yeah.
9.
Oh, 9. Okay.
Features. So
9.
You're happy with 9 features? That's a lot.
9 does seem like a lot, doesn't it?
To dig in.
Should we maybe do a d6 number of features? Because, like, in hindsight, 9 is a lot of stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah. D6.
1.
Oh, come on. More than one.
Okay,
More than one. More
than
than one feature.
9.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's done one again.
It really was.
What is wrong with
One thing.
this? 4.
4. Okay, 4
features,
seems
that's
great.
feasible.
Let's do 4. Right. So we got
quality streaming there.
yeah, 1, 2, 3, and 4. What parts am I adding to this? So can you roll the first? It's a 15. Can you do a random number generator and do numbers between 1 and 15? Oh no, it's a d20. Sorry, it's a d20. My bad. I forgot that we added all the other ones up here. This is a very professional operation.
Right.
Yeah.
Gosh, it doesn't want it. Loads. Come on, internet. 8.
8. So number 8 is human-like eyes. That's going to be really creepy.
That's a good one.
Okay. Eyes. Okay. Roll it again for me, please.
20.
20 is a long tongue.
Okay.
Okay. And again, please. I feel like I'm on countdown.
11.
11 is bony and gaunt.
This is quite a good combo so far.
Yeah.
And is this the last one?
Yeah, last one.
13.
13. Unlucky 13 is long arms.
Hey, let's go.
Hell yeah. I'm liking this. But it's a winged creature as well, so I feel like we're doing a kind of fallen angel type thing. But let's see what we come up with. So from that, where are we? From that. So now while I'm drawing this, I'm going to need your help kind of coming up with what this creature can do, what its legend might be, and sort of why it, how it might function in D&D, what it's like to fight when I come to homebrew these stats and put them up online. So with a human-like eyes, do you think it's better to have a non-human-like face? Or do you reckon it's a good idea to have kind of like a humanoid face?
Well, I mean, in order for the eyes to stand out as being human-like, I think it's got to be, the face has got to be inhuman.
Okay. So, what kind of creature?
Golden pigs as you're doing me, but winged.
A golden pig, yes.
Some love for a trilobite man. So, they're petitioning for Trilobite Man to have a separate event. So
okay. I've never heard of Trilobite Man. Yeah.
For that.
Okay. Let's go for. Hang on here.
Oh, Kat's joined us. Hi, Kat.
Oh, hi, Kat. Nice to see you.
Who's this well-mannered spooky lad?
It is the cryptid formerly known as Josh.
Bronwyn says, winged and long tongue could be like a pollen/nectar feeder,
Ooh.
like fruit bats and birds.
Oh,
That's
excellent.
really cool.
That's a really cool idea.
Humanish face, people are saying. Are we going for a fallen angel? Sticking to this man bat idea, says Aldrin. It freaked me out as a kid.
Ooh.
Like the fallen angel idea. Human face with no bottom jaw and a long tongue.
Ooh, that's pretty
incredibly creepy, Nick. That's awesome.
Okay.
Oh, I just remember seeing, is it The Grudge where the girl gets her jaw ripped off?
Oh yeah, that was really awful.
I almost vomited in the theatre because I was quite young when I saw that.
Oh my god.
I was absolutely terrified by that.
Oofed.
Okay, Deus Bolt is saying, off the top of my head I'm thinking of a cursed human, maybe a warlock that got too deep into his patron, who has been mistaken for a fallen angel over time. Maybe very solitary but very territorial.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
Bat face could work. Moonring says, oh no, I meant Trilobite Man as a cryptid we should make.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Very, very fun sounding.
Well, I'm saying the bat-like face could work. They've got those cool noses.
Oh yeah, that is a cool idea. Let's do that. Okay, let me just get an image of an interesting type of bat. Pipistrelle. Oh, they're so cute. I love bats.
Steve's with us. Hello, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
If it has human eyes, maybe a non-human face though, just for juxtaposition.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a very cool idea. Let's go for. Here we go. They're so adorable.
Oh, hummingbird man. Yeah,
Ooh.
that goes for the long.
Sounds very, very creepy.
Long tongue.
Okay. So, giant bat boy is going to be really, really disturbing. Let's go for this then.
Okay, bats are adorable. Yeah, they are. They're super cute.
They are super, super adorable. This one's not going to be though. As per usual, we get to let our freak flag fly, which is really hard to say, but we get to do a bit of that today, because usually we try and make something beautiful and then it ends up being absolutely horrifying. But today we just get to make something as gross as we like.
Yeah. Do you remember the name of the bat lady whose video you sent me once?
Oh, I don't actually, but she was very sweet.
Yeah, there's a great video on YouTube of a woman that takes care of bats. Like, she has her own little bat hospital, and it's very wholesome.
Freaking adorable. Very human-like eyes. There's something that we're doing here.
Should I see if I can get a random location for this?
Oh, that's a good idea, yeah.
Or, guys, do you want to make a suggestion for locations? So, thinking of places that have like an eerie feel to them, a bit like in the Nessie video talking about why that particular loch is so creepy, because the water's very, very deep and very black. So, like, maybe we can think of places that give you a sense of unease, and we can maybe pick from a few of them.
That sounds like a great
idea.
idea.
Find a location for this. Bearing in mind it's got winged bat-like features, so
yeah.
something that maybe reflects that as well.
Yeah, definitely. Can't be an aquatic environment if you have thalassophobia, just because unlikely that he's going to be under there.
Peeper My Jeeper says, I'm imagining a biblical angel type thing, not exact but similar in style. Maybe it lacks a jaw so its tongue hangs out. Arms are attached to a ring that spins around its body.
Oh my god, that sounds very cool.
And he says, oh, never mind, we're doing bats. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. We'll do like...
That's a really awesome idea though.
We'll do like Celestial Tober or something like that one day.
Sophia, you're on it. This is the Mothman Predator.
Oh,
nice,
very cool idea. Like that a lot.
Steve says, my favourite animal is fruit bats. I could watch those guys nom 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 bananas and chunks of melon all day.
Aww.
That says, I think a pipistrelle-like face could be cool. Something insectivorous. Insectivorous. There we go. Minrin is asking if you've played any spooky games recently. They've been playing Inscription.
Ooh. No, you know what? I have not played any games in a really, really long time.
Still waiting on that graphics card.
Yeah, still waiting on a graphics card so I can finish building a PC.
Over a year now.
Yeah, almost 2 years, I'd say, because it was before we moved. I ordered the parts.
Biscuit Corn's having to leave us. So.
Oh, that's a shame, but it's lovely to see you anyway. Thank you for being here.
Okay, Indonesian rainforest, other species of bats live there.
Very cool.
Insectivorous bats are definitely more creepy. Anything with a church to evoke that fallen angel idea. Yeah, so bats in the belfry kind of idea as well. Maybe it's arms or the wings, or it has gliding membrane.
Absolutely, that's what I was thinking as well. That gives us the bony and gaunt and long arms all in one. I'm going to give it some sort of horrifyingly long tongue as well.
Greyville Rose has a few suggestions.
Oh,
isolated cabins in dark woods, caves, dark buildings, anywhere with storm clouds and howling winds.
Very cool.
Sounds perfect. Mothman warns us about this thing.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that idea.
Yeah. This is the sort of bad guy in a Godzilla film where.
York's in France.
Oh yeah, okay.
Aldrin says Texas, as that's where the Bracken Caves are. The Bracken Caves have a colony of over 20 million bats.
Oh my god.
It's crazy.
I kind of want to go to that.
Yeah. Okay, the big ears are edging the horror into cute territory, says the Laval.
Don't worry, I can pull it back. There's always room to pull it back, guys.
Superstition Mountains in Arizona would be a good place to put it.
Ooh. That sounds very cool. Anything Arizona based. You know how I love a bit of the States.
A bit of a desert.
Yeah. I'm just going for a very sort of like thin but expanded rib cage, and one of the best things about flying creatures is that they have nothing like a sort of human anatomy, because they have to have this kind of like, it's called a keel, this area that pivots within their body in order to allow their wings to function. But I'm allowing the mouth to kind of open up and be most of the chest here as well.
Oh, this is cool. C says, I like the tongue. I like the idea that it has teeth along the tip. Mm-hmm. It uses it like a spear fishing pole.
Excellent.
Maybe that's an ability for later on.
Hell yeah.
Golden Peg says, I'm just thinking of long, thin arms on that thing reaching out for us.
Yeah. Does it? I mean, it's supposed to be a winged creature, but we could always take the membrane away from a bat's wings and just have really, really long fingers.
Oh, yeah, that's quite creepy. Oh, Sophia says, I had the idea of like a leech tongue.
Ooh, a leech tongue's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a bit like, what are those that vampire show where they have the long tongues that, like,
The Strain.
The
Strain, yeah. It's absolutely garbage TV, but it's a really cool way of doing vampires.
Superstition Mountains is where the Lost Dutchman's gold mine was supposed to be, by the way.
Ooh.
Oh, that's cool.
I've not heard of this, actually.
So what are you thinking from the suggestions so far for the location? What are you feeling?
I like the Mothman connection, and I definitely like the idea of, I picture kind of pine trees in this thing's environment, maybe like somewhere, like, someone was saying something about log cabins and things like that. Mm-hmm. So I kind of get that sort of impression. I'm kind of tying Wendigo and Mothman together in this thing, and I'm really liking the sound of the suggestions so far.
Yeah, people are liking your membraneless wings idea. Yeah.
Okay, let's go for a bit of that then. How many fingers do bats have? They have 1, 2, 3. And they've got a thumb. Oh, they've got one fewer than we. I don't know why I find that cute, but then bats I just find cute, apparently.
So does anyone have any special plans for a D&D Halloween?
Oh yeah.
Do your groups do special activities based on Halloween, throwaway games or anything like that?
We certainly used to, didn't we?
Yeah.
But they, you know, the way with one-shots where they're never usually actually one-shots. I think it always ends up being one of those things.
Run into the Christmas special.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very much.
Okay. Grey Rose says, I don't know if I went through, but Vampire Earth Reapers use their tongue to stab you and drink straight from the heart.
Ooh.
Not just blood, but life force. That's
wow.
Fun. Alden says, this is screaming Man Bat from Batman.
Yes, absolutely. That's the hope.
Golden Pig says, I love hearing you guys read most comments.
Oh,
thank you.
Do our best. Can't always read them all, but it's nice to give it a go if we can.
There's some murders in the Superstition Mountains where they found people without their heads.
Ooh.
I feel like this is a Wikipedia hole we're going to fall down later.
Yeah. Also, Superstition Mountains just sounds incredible.
Yeah.
I'm going to suggest that teeth kind of run down the length of this thing's body, like it could open up its whole body.
Liking a Wendigo Mothman idea.
Yeah.
That's the vibe.
Very, very cool. Right, I'm going to have one of its limbs extending out.
Willem is saying to Thela, it could be like a Latin American based cryptid, like a chupacabra.
Excellent.
Also could link to Christianity and the fallen angel thing because it's the most prolific religion in the region.
Excellent idea.
Aldrin is going clubbing on Friday to Halloween theme night.
Oh,
Let
that
us know
sounds
what
cool.
your costume is.
That sounds very cool.
Kat says they did, but it got cancelled, so we have to suggest a spooky Christmas.
Oh, yeah, that's very fair.
York is still in the middle of Drawloween.
Oh yeah, cool. York's been doing really well with that.
I've got some drawing and a bleep load of movies to watch. Bronwyn says, My Little Pony RPG is having a spooky season.
Easy
Myrtle like that. Love the idea of the wings devolving into long, strangling, clutching hands.
Oh, strangling I'd not even thought of. That's so much worse than clawing.
My campaign I'm DMing takes place in hell, so it's already pretty spooky, says Willem.
Oh, amazing.
This thing should definitely be popping heads off people.
Yes, I think so.
I'm running a Halloween murder mystery one-shot. I mean, last time I did a one-shot, it was also a murder mystery. But hey, murder mysteries are cool, says E.S. Laval.
Excellent.
I would love that. That would be my dream.
I always try and angle towards doing a murder mystery or a kind of crime scene investigation thing. It never quite ends up going that way, but that's one of the things I most want to bring to D&D in general.
Yeah. Sophia is getting ready for a Vampire the Masquerade game.
Ooh,
me and my
very
friends
cool.
are still on the character creation phase, which sometimes is the best.
Yeah, for sure. That's
love that.
Way fun.
Moonring was trying to draw all October, got sick in the middle and lost her groove. Okay, well, I hope we get back into it. Oh my god, I love this suggestion.
Oh yeah?
Grey Rose, we love this. Opens its entire body up to swallow people.
Yes, yeah.
And Mothman whole.
I'd started drawing the teeth along its belly to do exactly that. I think that's a great idea.
Awesome. William says, I've got to finish a Headless Horseman drawing I'm working on, but otherwise I've no Halloween plans really.
Okay.
Still time. There's still time.
There's
it's only
still
Wednesday.
time. Exactly.
Not till Sunday night.
Loads of time. I think we're going to do a creepy movie marathon, which is going to be dead fun.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Steve says, same here. I've set up murder mystery scenes in my game, but it always ends up like watching the Ankh-Morpork?
The Ankh-Morpork?
Ankh-Morpork?
That's Terry Pratchett's
Was it you
world.
that done it then?
Yeah, very true. This is the thing. When you include adventurers into the plan of the game, everything goes a little bit more Terry Pratchett, doesn't it? That's the. I definitely blame the players and not me as the DM for reasons that I don't need to go into, obviously. It's never my fault.
Alden and Sophia have been like twinning in their comments so far.
Oh yeah?
So Alden says, I'm going full Victorian-esque masquerade for clubbing.
Amazing.
You should send us a picture of the costume in the Discord.
Yeah, definitely. Victorian anything for any reason, Aldrin. Just go for it.
I think the last time we went clubbing was actually to a Halloween.
Oh my goodness, it was, yeah.
Party, and it was like the last kind of big night out we had before lockdown.
It was like that was the Day of the Dead kind of club night, wasn't it? Everyone, that was dead fun actually.
That was really cool. Oh, thank you very much, Moonring. Moonring has tipped you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Will this Batman have a Robin sidekick?
Oh, I mean, now it will. A horrifying Robin mutant. Maybe that's next stream. Myrtle agrees. I can hear her snorting away.
Yeah, Myrtle's going for it.
It's because Aldrin's in the comments this time.
Yeah, she only snores when Aldrin's here. She only snores when you're in the room as well, I noticed, Josh. Josh doesn't sleep very well, so Myrtle's snoring keeps him awake.
Yeah.
But if it's just me sleeping in the room, Myrtle's completely silent.
Yeah, she knows quality when she hears it.
Bronwyn says it'd be nice to see a tiny death robin in the background.
No, if there's time, I will definitely do that. Myrtle thoroughly agrees.
Can you guys hear that?
I don't know. We could move the microphone down maybe. We'll see.
Is this attached?
It is attached. Don't know that too much. Let me know if you can hear her snoring. Typically she tends to stop when...
Aldrin says Myrtle's singing for me.
Aww. Bless her. Let's just change that background. There you go.
Oh yeah, you can hear it.
Yeah?
Oh, Larry's joined us as well.
Hi Larry.
Hello. Steve says, if we're going down the fallen angel route, should this thing have a few errant feathers sprouting from its shoulders, all threadbare and mutated?
I mean, that sounds great to me.
That's so good.
Yeah, definitely. Have any of you ever seen a cryptid? I know Aldrin mentioned in, I think it was Discord, it might have been on the actual video of the not deer, but Aldrin has seen some not deer adjacent stuff in the UK no less. So we have to be very worried about the not deer arriving on our shores by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
But
you saw a creepy
actually,
last night when you were driving.
Yeah, I went out to go and see Dune, which I would highly recommend. It's absolutely brilliant this time around. I was the road that took me to the cinema. It's my first time going to the cinema in about 2 years, just for pandemic stuff. And on the drive back, I thought I was like thoroughly settled and adjusted. Like, oh yeah, this went really well. And then, lo and behold, on my drive back through basically what's like moorland up here, I see this massive thing cross the road, and I thought, you know what, that could be a sheep that's gotten out, but it definitely didn't look sheep-like. It was just way too big, and when I turned back, I couldn't see it anymore. So I thought, you know what, that's probably fine and not my business, whatever that is. I don't want to be dealing with any not deer today.
Okay, so this is what I love about these streams is like little comments that get spiraled into other things and developed and workshopped. So the idea of the robin, William says maybe it could have some sort of innocent little bird that people are led by to their demise, which is cool. And then Grayla Rose says birds that clean hippo and croc teeth, but death robin.
Oh.
So a little bird just picking away at some of these teeth.
Yeah, definitely. I'll put a little death robin in, picking away at some.
895 Ace is here, but they cannot stay.
Okay,
looks awesome.
Good to see you here anyway. Thank you very much for being here.
It's possibly not a sheep.
Maybe.
It's a dire sheep.
It was a dire sheep, yeah. It was kind of like an orangey red colour, is what I saw, yeah. So I thought it was a fox, but it would be about 7 times larger than any fox I've ever seen.
Yeah, or if it's a big sheep-sized fox.
It looked big even for a sheep.
Wow.
So maybe it was just someone running around trying to freak me out, you know? Like, here comes a local.
Steve saw a UFO, but I mentioned that it was much more likely some sort of weird weather effect.
Mm-hmm.
I live near a lot of woods and coast, so we sometimes get weird weather when it's turning quite cold.
Interesting.
Bronwyn says, a local elder told me about the time he saw the hairy man. It's Yowie.
Oh, the Yowie, yes, that's the Australian version of Bigfoot, kind of.
And I know others have seen them around here, but not me personally.
Interesting.
William says, I've not seen a cryptid, but I believe anything in the woods at night
being
a horrifying monster.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sophia says, I've seen a thunderbird.
Ooh.
Or thunderbird?
Thunderbird, yes.
Thunderbird and a Bigfoot, and also a skinwalker. I just saw in Texas.
You've seen a skinwalker? Yeah, no thank you. Like, thunderbirds seem like they could be quite pleasant things as long as you leave them alone. Skinwalkers, no. There's no pleasant there.
Golden Peg is asking, do you guys have a favourite creature?
Ooh, a favourite, I mean Myrtle. But other than that, I don't know. I mean, Nessie's very close to our hearts, obviously.
Yeah, I was obsessed with wanting to see Nessie when I was a kid.
You could even say you might be obsessy with Nessie.
No. No, gosh.
I'll give myself
I have to say,
point.
actually, having watched the Not Gear video, I'm a big fan of the artwork he did for that.
Oh, thank you.
I just love the concept of something being unexplainable in itself, that it has to be not something else. So I probably would say Not Deer personally.
Yeah, that was a cool one, for sure. I like the myth of that quite a lot as well, and I think as well because there are still a lot of sightings going on. Like the main hubbub, I suppose, surrounding a lot of cryptids happened before the advent of digital photography and things like that. So I think having one of these things that's like still really enduring, or like the legend is kind of like just emerging in this day and age, is quite interesting to me. Just like the novelty of it, I suppose.
I think it's quite hard to oh my god, it's quite hard to fake these things now. I just think there's so much software and resources for analysing it and sharing things to a mass audience is so easy to debunk things, whereas things that happened locally before or weren't caught quite on camera or things like that. So
there's a lot of word of mouth in those days, and now there's a lot of like, well, show us proof, which is always interesting to see.
Reed says, would the powers of the Byakhee, do you know, from Lovecraft be fitting at all?
Oh, I don't actually know that one.
Byakhee, I might be saying that one wrong.
That's alright. There are a lot of very peculiar creatures in Lovecraft.
They both have bat wings, and the Byakhee can send a scram for help into the past, so its reinforcements will arrive instantly.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we can tack some things like that on. Yeah, that sounds very, very fun.
There's something obscene to the mind around a concept that can only be defined by what it isn't. The Not Deer is profoundly unsettling, I think, says Steve. That sums it up pretty much.
It's a well-designed monster that can make you nervous of it just by hearing its name, not needing to hear like...
Yeah, without even an explanation, just a monster called the Not Deer.
Yeah.
Your mind is already filling in some of those blanks with whatever your particular brand of fear.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Automatically going somewhere Lovecraft, regardless of what the truth is,
Right, let's have a look at the Byakhee. Okay.
Is that the creature from the painting?
Yeah, okay, I can see why people are suggesting that.
Oh yeah, very kind of draconic and stuff. That's pretty cool. I like the sound of that.
Steve's also in support of the Byakhee.
Interesting. This is one that I've not read.
Let's see. They're interstellar predators that travel and survive in the vacuum of interstellar space.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Very, very cool. I need to read that one.
York says, one of my favourite creatures is the dragon-headed caterpillar.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful. I think we talked about them a few times on stream, because they are like real mythical creatures that have just come to life. I need to use one of them as inspiration for a Monster Monday. I don't know quite what yet, but there will come a time. There will come a time for sure. The dragon-headed caterpillar will have its day, I'm sure.
Willem says, cryptids will always be cool because they bring a sense of wonder to the heavily charted and explored world that we live in.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What monster do you think, what D&D monster do you think could be a cryptid in real life? I think the devilry could be like a sailor's tale.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. I mean, for sure, the Kraken, you know, we've got Krakens in D&D, and they are literally a sailor's tale. But I suppose if you're talking about things that are purely from D&D and not from, well, not popular anywhere else, it's a tough one. I mean, it depends on like the population of things like owlbears, you know, like because they are defined by other creatures. They are massive and terrifying if they're not extremely cute, and they're huge, you know, they're nocturnal and pretty terrifying. There's some Wendigo stuff going on there. There's some sort of chupacabra stuff going on there. They could be really terrifying, but they are obviously very, very cute boys.
ES Laval says, blink dogs feel like they could be a real myth, kind of black shark vibes.
Oh yeah, very good call. Displacer beasts, the same effect, really.
Steve says, have you checked out the world of the SCP Foundation, Josh?
I adore the world of the SCP Foundation. Maybe next year we'll do SCP September. I'm planning on doing a Mutants and Masterminds campaign, which is a system that I really, really love. It's made by Green Ronin Games. I highly recommend it. There's a lot of overlap between that and D&D. I think there's a lot of things that it does better than D&D. And I think there's a lot of things that it does worse than D&D, but as long as you know both systems, you can, you know, bring what you like from each. And I am planning to do a campaign which features very, very terrible superpowered people who have just the most useless superpowers, having to deal with basically SCPs and cryptids and other sort of events of that nature, and having to survive very realistic and very tangible seeming, documenting these kind of like very creepy monsters and very creepy phenomena as well. So that's the kind of hope, having a kind of Scottish take on the SCP Foundation is one of the things that I'm thinking of doing, really. Love it though.
This thing should 100% have screaming attacks that act like psychic damaging spells.
Ooh, excellent idea.
Yeah. Nikolai's just joined us.
Oh, nice to see you, Nikolai.
Is that Gabriel?
Yes, that's Gabriel.
Sorry.
Yes.
Apologies. Gabriel's joined us, and Captain Dutchman.
Captain Dutchman, hello. Captain Dutchman, as it turns out, is Aldrin's friend, and has been introduced to the channel by Aldrin, so
oh, that's nice.
That's very sweet.
Yeah, share with your friends, guys.
Yeah, yes please.
And just in case anyone is new, do you want to plug the Discord as well?
Yeah, absolutely. If someone has a link to the Discord, I think it might be visible there, but I'm not sure. Either way, the Discord, the Arcane Forge Discord, is open to absolutely everyone. We'd be very happy to chat to you. I'm in there quite a lot of the time, but otherwise it's a very sociable community. Yeah, we talk about all sorts of stuff, post lots of art, post lots of D&D ideas. There's lots of sort of individual forums for all sorts of different stuff going on there, including like really, really niche subjects like zoology and dinosaurs specifically, things of that nature. If it's popular enough, we make a little sub-thread for it. So yeah, come and join us.
Got her own segment.
Yes, exactly. It's Myrtle and friends, so we can see all your wonderful pets as well. But,
yeah, Steve says you should definitely do an SPC tender.
Yes.
SCP tender.
SCP is Secure, Contain, Protect.
Oh.
It's like a little sort of government organisation who may be up to no good.
Grey LaRose says Mutants and Masterminds is my favourite TTRPG.
It's a really good one, isn't it? We've not actually played it yet, but I've been reading the rules extensively, and I really love a lot of things about it. I think for a start, it kind of solves the action economy problem that D&D has. So it's, I quite want to make some videos, maybe talking about the things that we can take from this into D&D and how we can improve D&D using other systems. But it's kind of more based around things that stories that I like to tell in D&D. So, having a single enemy and or not even having an enemy at all, having no combat, it works very well with. So, or at least I presume it does from what I've read. So yeah, I think it's a really, really great system.
Yeah, and to that end, so Josh will be writing his campaign later in the year, towards the end of the year. Would you guys be interested in finding out more sort of behind the scenes, how Josh writes campaigns and sets things up like that? Are you interested to learn more about the DMing side of things on the channel?
Yeah, I'd be interested to share that kind of stuff if it's of interest, for sure. There was a creature in, I think it was the Men in Black TV series, that had a kind of mouth in its stomach that it opened up and it used a kind of sonic vibration to jettison itself around, I remember. And the design of that creature stuck with me forever. It had these big cricket legs and things like that. And I've just realised that the mouth here is reminding me quite a lot of that monster. I really like that.
Did you see the Men in Black TV show?
There was an amazing Men in Black TV show. Yorick and I have talked about it a decent bit because he's a huge fan of the Godzilla TV series, which is at least animated by the same person. And I don't know if it's if it was written by the same people or not, but either way, it was a good TV series when I was growing up. I don't know if it holds up at all, but when I was growing up, it absolutely captured my imagination and is probably responsible for quite the sheer number of eyes and teeth that I draw all over everything now.
Alden is loving that this is just Man-Bat from Batman.
Yes, pretty much.
Roman has suggested a whole year of themed months, so let me see if I can do this.
Oh my goodness.
January.
January, right, okay. February I like a lot.
SCP-tember. Cryptober, November.
Oh my god, yeah.
Dragon December.
Amazing.
Cool. Guys, give us some more months.
Yeah, for sure. And my birthday's in May. We need a good one for May, for sure.
Go. Gray says, the creative freedom in Mutants is incredibly good, although it's very time consuming to make characters as a DM. Right, that's fair. Watch out for that one.
That's a good call.
It has teeth on its ears, guys. It has teeth on its ears. I have Mutants and Mastermind campaign where my players are demigods on an island where nobody can come or go.
Ooh, interesting.
Awesome. Godzilla and the Men in Black show were so well animated.
Yeah, they were really, really good. Great designs. And just I don't know, there was something about it. Maybe it was the line work. Maybe it just had this kind of chunkiness to the animation, and at the same time the movement was really jerky and fluid.
Has a good squishy style.
Yeah, squishy. It's like I don't know, for some reason the synesthesiariness of I'm kind of picturing the difference between a chocolate chip cookie and a chocolate chunk cookie. It everything had square edges, and it was really stylized and beautiful. It was a very creative thing.
More teeth. Everyone wants more teeth, please.
I can always be persuaded to put more teeth in things.
Reed is saying, what are the ideas so far? I brought up the Bayaki, but had to focus on driving before that. So yeah,
okay,
Did we cover anything that you feel like is a definite solid yes?
I mean, I liked the sonic noises that it can make. I have definitely included the kind of barbed tongue and the fact that it's all body opens up. I'll zoom out a bit so you can kind of see what I'm working on. That it doesn't have membranous wings, but instead has really, really long grabbing fingers. But other than that, in terms of powers, I haven't thought of much that it can do. It's interesting because it's got human eye, or humanoid eyes, rather than having bat eyes that are really good at seeing in the dark. So maybe it's something that has adapted to hunt during the day a little bit more. I don't know.
Okay.
Who knows?
Gabriel says, my favourite SCPs are the Demon of War, Baba Yaga, the Aristocats, SCP 10,000.
I don't know them by number, I'm afraid.
God and Cain and Abel.
Oh, okay. I love the kind of mythology surrounding the Crimson King, who's their version of the devil, and it's kind of like the idea is that there's an entity who what you believe about it becomes true. But there are much worse things out there, so people keep believing that the devil is real as the ultimate evil, so that because if they realize that there's worse things out there, then those will become more powerful. But if the level cap is set at the devil, then so there's an incentive to think of the worst thing you can think of as a humanoid type shaped thing. It's a very, very clever take on it.
Reed says, by the way, if you do some sonic attack for the echolocation stuff, mimic plague is always called.
Ooh, I don't know it.
Mimetic.
Mimetic plague. I don't know it.
Yeah,
is that a spell
know a bit more about that. That'd be cool.
Sounds very fun.
Mermaid.
Oh, mermaid. That would be pretty cool.
What about Familiar February?
Familiar February, very cute. Anything that gives me a chance to draw tiny cute creatures as well, I very much enjoy.
This thing is an abomination, and I'm 100% here for it.
Thank you very much.
I might be weird, but when I watch this stuff from Josh, I always try to think of how to kit bash a mini for it.
Oh, that would be very cool. If you ever do, please let me know. I would love to see and share and probably commission one from you.
You know, my memory is terrible, but I feel like, did someone not make a video?
Someone did. Someone made the Void Fox and made a video of it, and it was one of my most cherished moments ever, seeing someone like something that I've made enough to physically manifest it in the world. It made me incredibly proud, and I absolutely loved it. Yeah, it was a great moment. I can't remember the name of the channel off the top of my head. I can remember what the logo looks like, but they have a kind of like kit bashing YouTube channel that was really good, really, really good miniature painter, and I was absolutely flabbergasted. It came totally out of the blue.
Okay, so the SCP 10,000 is the Yeti one.
Oh, okay.
Thela is recommending the SCP 682, the Hard to Destroy Reptile, and SCP 999, the Tickle Monster.
Oh, I don't know the Tickle Monster, but I know the Hard to Destroy Reptile. There's a lot of early SCPs, which are kind of my favourite ones, that were based on someone took an image of something that didn't look right, or found an image that just didn't look right, and then based a whole story around it. So someone found a decomposing alligator and took a photo of it, and then kind of made it into this mythological creature that can never die. It was absolutely fantastic.
Cool. Golden Pig would like to know, what is everyone's favourite cryptid?
Oh, yeah.
Cryptid. So if he's want to all comment, let us know.
Definitely chime in.
Thela says either the Aho, or Bunyip.
Yes, Bunyip for sure. I know.
I love the Bunyip. I love the idea that it's a kind of ecological warning to people to sort of take care and not be too greedy when it comes to the environment.
What a great idea. Also, I love doing anything sort of Aboriginal mythology based. I love all mythology. As you guys know, I'm obsessed with mythology and folklore in general, but when it comes to things that I don't know very well, I love having the opportunity to explore a mythology that I don't know in great detail. So Aboriginal mythology has given us so far on this channel alone the Bunyip and the Yaramayahu, which were both so much fun to illustrate and kind of like homebrew into something. They're some of my favourite videos. And I think they're actually both this year. Maybe this year.
Oh, surely not. Yarahu must be quite old by now, is it not?
Maybe last year.
I mean, I've lost all sense of time.
I know, the pandemic has been really weird for that.
Thela says that Ahul is a giant rat from Indonesia.
Oh, interesting. Very, very cool.
Aldrin likes the black dogs.
Oh, yeah.
The Barghest.
Yeah.
Of the Baskervilles and the Suffolk Black Dog.
Excellent calls.
Minring likes the Samdown Clown.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you mentioned that one last time. I need to definitely get on that.
Black Shuck from Steve. Love drop bears because I can see how they evolved from the Thylacoleo.
I'm guessing a koala relative maybe in the past.
Okay, yeah.
Australia has amazing. I mean, that it's always been my dream since I was a kid to go to Australia one day. As I get older, I realise not only do I really, really hate spiders, but also I don't think I would manage very well in the heat. So it's been one of those dreams that's like, yeah, this would be fantastic. I'd love to go, but there's so many reasons why I can't go.
Listen, if you can't deal with Scottish spiders, you definitely cannot deal with Australian spiders. And I'm not going to be the one that gets the Australian spiders for you.
Yeah.
I draw a line.
That's a justifiable line. I wonder if we could hire a chirper to deal with spiders on our behalf, or just go no. There's no spiders in there. Don't worry about it.
Golden Pig likes the Goat Man and the Chupacabra.
Chupacabra. I really wanted to draw the two that I really wanted to draw this year, and the reason why there's definitely going to be another Cryptober is the Jersey Devil and the Chupacabra were some of my highest on the list, I have to say, in terms of just wanting to explore what I could do for how they look.
Yorick says, my favourites are Nessie, Jersey Devil, Mongolian Deathworm, Bigfoot, Cadborosaurus, Bunyip, Mothman, Chupacabra, and the hot-headed naked ice borer.
Yeah, he was very adamant that be one of the creatures that I do this year, which was basically a naked mole rat that has this kind of growth on its head that develops a huge amount of heat and uses it to burrow through ice and snow, I believe.
Okay, the Thylacoleo is aka Australian marsupial lion.
Ooh, very cool.
Bronwyn is offering to be your tour guide and keep you safe from the creepy crawlies.
Thank you very much, Bronwyn. I don't think you realise how much of a wimp I am, but I will definitely take that.
Minring says, we need a holiday in January. Maybe it could be an undead month and things are coming back to life.
That's an interesting idea.
Golden Pig says, lycanthropes.
Oh, lycanthropes are always very, very fun.
Can't save you from the heat though, says Bronwyn.
Fair dues. I'm used to Scottish temperatures, so it would take a lot of adjusting.
I mean, you have olive skin, you tan. I just need to look at the sun and I burn. I'm so ginger. So
yeah,
you cannot be complaining about the sun.
It's the only downside of being a redhead, really, isn't it? The boiling to death in the heat.
Yeah. I once had a hole in my jeans and someone thought I'd spelled Tipex on my legs, and I had to say, no, that's this colour of my flesh shining through.
That's not bone, that's just my meat.
Apparently Sydney spiders are genuinely terrifying, so that's Sydney off the list.
Yeah, all spiders, genuinely terrifying. Except, actually, you know what? I did find a spider cute the other day. Someone was showing me, what was it? The little colourful jumping spider. I think it's called the Peacock Spider, maybe.
Oh yeah.
And they were genuinely cute. I still don't want to touch one, but that did make me, I'm getting better at it. Whenever, because this is spider season in the UK right now. They're coming in for the winter to get some kind of warmth, and we as long as we have a kind of good sociable agreement that they don't come near me and I won't do anything to them. They can have all the little moths and flies and things like that are bound to be trying to come indoors as well. We'll just have peace, basically.
Biscuit Corn is back for a
hi, Biscuit Corn.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Reed says the mimetic plague
Yes.
is like a parasitic idea,
Ooh.
like an intelligent and evil language or song, an evil meme. Oh, didn't you watch a film about that?
I did. It was okay. So when I went to university, I studied linguistics. That was what I got my degree in, and there was a film that no one has heard of. It was like I don't know if it was a AAA film or something like that. Either way, it was a proper film. I promise you, this film genuinely exists. And while I was studying linguistics, there was a horror film about linguistics that came out. It was called Pontypool. And it was about a radio presenter moving to Pontypool in, I think that's Canada. I think it's Canada. Either way, it's up north. It's very, very cold. And the idea is that there was an alien invasion, I believe it was, where people, if you could understand the language of somebody else who was infected with this virus or alien idea or whatever it was, you became basically one of these Pontypool zombies. And I absolutely adored it. I can't remember if it was actually a good film or not, but it was just like, you know, when there's this kind of like semi-niche interest that you're into, and then someone makes a whole big deal of it. It had that kind of phenomena for me. So it was like, yes, cool, there's linguistic zombie film called Pontypool, and it had a radio presenter with an excellent voice. And I was just like, yeah, I'm down for this. I'm here for this. So the idea of an infectious meme, I really, really liked. Maybe that's something we can do for this guy.
Steve says, so we have a sonic shriek.
Mm-hmm.
Does that work like a breath weapon? Ooh. Since it makes sense to be a powerful template type attack.
Yeah.
And we have a lashing barbed tongue.
Yeah.
Maybe it hits you and then you take damage whilst it drains your blood. Ooh. Is that another ranged attack then, folks?
Interesting idea. Yeah. Maybe you're poisoned with something that makes you more susceptible to its voice if it manages to attack you. Who knows?
Kit says, I've thought before I like the sound Witchmas.
Oh, Witchmas. Yeah, that sounds very cool.
Mending says, by the way, if you like cryptids, you should listen to the Campfire Monster podcast.
Oh, that's been recommended to me on Spotify, actually. Is it good? I haven't actually listened to an episode of it, but I've seen their graphic design and liked it.
Yeah, people are also agreeing that the Peacock Spiders are very cute.
They're adorable.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Steve says, I love Pontypool.
Oh, excellent. That was the film I was talking about.
Ah, right. Okay.
And thankfully, other people have heard of it. Yeah. Maybe we could add that to our horror film list for this year, because I need other people to have seen it. And I think it's a rare enough zombie film, basically.
Okay. Gabriel says, we need spiders, otherwise all our food would be eaten by them.
Yeah. It's very true. Like, we do need spiders. I get the need for spiders. I totally understand it. I want to love them as much as I do all other animals, but they do freak me the hell out. It's a phobia, you know?
Golden Peg says, I thought mimic.
Yeah. that
one.
Yes.
That one was like a meme. Oh. So I said Big Chungus. Yeah, I skipped over that one because I was like, evil Big Chungus. I have no idea what that means. Is it rude? Is it... Do you know what it is?
Yeah, so there's a particular frame of an animation of Bugs Bunny that's like a very fat version of Bugs Bunny that has become a meme online. Called Big Chungus, that's basically.
I never know. I'm very scared of just reading things out without having time to process them before the words leave my mouth.
You do very well, I think. And I appreciate it anyway.
Reed says, or maybe a blood thinner poison that gives you the bleed effect.
That's a really good idea.
Off you in order to heal itself.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Syringe tongue says, great.
Oh, that's a great idea.
York says he feels the same way about slugs and leeches.
Interesting. I've never heard that about slugs. Leeches I get. But
I've been quite freaked out by slugs since I read that story about that poor boy
that
ate one and
became
incredibly ill. So
yeah, fair dues.
I've seen slugs in a completely different way now. Gray says, spiders, bees, ants are cool, but all other bugs freak me out. I wouldn't touch any bug.
Very fair, very fair. I love bees. I was actually saying this Art of Caro, who I think is watching the stream, is a good friend, and she's been coming up with her own kind of game type thing. I don't want to say too much about it because I don't know how much she wants to say prior to its release, but has been coming up with a thing that features a lot of insect characters, we'll say. And I was saying on her suggestions how much I absolutely adore bees, in particular bumblebees. I have a very, very serious affinity for bees. They are my absolute, well, maybe not my favourite creatures, maybe. They're certainly in my top 5 favourite things ever. I love them very dearly.
I think instead of dark vision, it should have echolocation.
That's a really good call. Yeah.
Definitely.
Should be an interesting predator. I'm getting actually, God, what's that? John Krasinski film, A Quiet Place. Getting kind of A Quiet Place vibes from what we've been coming up with.
Still not seen that.
There's a sequel to that coming out, or maybe it's already out as well.
Willem says, and I think this is so creepy, I think they need to add this in. It can do human-like voices to lure people into dark woods. It's always so unsettling, and I can't remember what it's called, but there's a Brazilian cryptid that makes the sound of a crying baby.
Oh my God, no. Okay, no. Yes, that's amazing. That's incredible. Yes, it's in for sure. I always think of that horrible scene in what's that Natalie Portman film? About the kind of
is it called like Abomination or Annihilation?
Annihilation, yes. Where there's a bear that sort of eats someone and gains their voice, and there's nothing that I can say that will prepare you for how horrible a moment that is, except the fact that Weta Workshop was the people who made the prosthetics for that, right? In that film, you don't get to see how messed up that creature is. I saw the behind the scenes because I love watching this kind of stuff. But I saw the behind the scenes, how they created the actual bear that swallows this thing's voice, and there's like people's faces inside its skull and like in its mouth and stuff, all like growing out. It's one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen. But yeah, that thing is straight away. Well, it went immediately into my D&D games. Sorry, players, but it did. It's just nightmare fuel in the best and worst possible way.
Okay, the word I was struggling with was mimetic. It's like genetics, but for ideas, says Steve. And Reed says, if anyone's interested, you can always read Richard Dawkins' The Selfish Gene.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, he was the originator? He was the first person, at least, who popularized the word meme as a shared cultural idea, like a populous in-joke.
Gray says, if it's super pale, I think having the red of the blood it drinks show under the pale skin.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Would be really cool.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Love that.
Odin says, that bear, that terrifying bear.
Yeah.
I loved Annihilation, says Sam.
Sam. Hi, Sam.
Have you guys heard of the Chokar char? Tsochar Chokar.
I think that's
from D&D, a monster that controls people by entering their body and causing them pain if they don't do what it wants.
Oh, no, I don't know that one. Interesting.
Bronwyn says, have you seen a mosquito drink blood? You can see the red fill their belly.
Yeah, that is really gross. It's like when you see a tick and someone, like, you can see the tick filling up. That's absolutely gross as hell.
Steve says, if anyone saw Matthew Mercer make the crying baby sound for one of his big mutant beasts in Critical Role, I can confirm a crying baby sound that comes from anything that is not a baby is absolutely horrifying.
Yeah, and sometimes when it comes from a baby too. We have a niece, she's absolutely lovely, but if she started crying in a very, very, like, that cry that babies do that's like, I'm not going to stop crying no matter what you do because something is wrong. There's something just very gutturally, like, biological about, really I can't not be upset by this,
Maybe the baby cry could be the infectious thing, where no matter what evidence you see to the contrary, you will always be convinced there was a real baby, even if you see the bat making the noise.
That's so cool. I love it. Who suggested that one?
That's Reed.
Reed, well done. That's in. I love that so much.
Have you read the book that the movie is based on for Annihilation?
I've not, but I didn't actually know it was based on a book until maybe this month. And now I really want to read it or find an audiobook, as long as they do not sample the noise of that horrible bear.
Yeah, Reed says, maybe the bat is transparent, you see it fill up with blood.
Love that. I mean, don't love that, but you know, I love that for him.
Use the tongue like a hand in a puppet, force you to move.
Oh my god, that's horrible. So it Kermit the Frogs you.
Oh my god, no.
That's so wrong.
Guys, these are...
This has become, I mean, I'm so proud of all of you for becoming absolute monsters, or being absolute monsters before I found you, but however we found each other, I'm glad we did, because that's something so much more twisted than I would have come up with, which is rare.
Mendring says, have you seen the 5D art for the Lave Child? It's horrifying.
I probably have. I've collected most of the books, so I probably have ended up doing that, but I can't think of what it... Do you know what book it's in? If you happen to know on hand, it might help me narrow down the Rolodex of monsters in my brain.
You're doing well with the mask, by the way. I thought that would have lasted about 10 minutes.
Thank you. Yeah, it's fine. We've put makeup on underneath this to kind of, because we thought that the lights would be slightly brighter. Maybe I like the effect of it in general, but if I take this mask off, I do look like a little panda boy. So I'm intent on keeping it on for now, but the string that's holding it up onto my ears is starting to slightly rub.
Oh, sorry, Lava Child.
Oh, Lava Child. Yeah, no, that's horrifying. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's truly grim. Let's see where we are with this thing now. Yeah, that's getting nightmare fueling.
So you're going to go with this sort of pale, translucent...
Yes, definitely. I'm going to do some sort of like hair on the back, so it's going to have a bit more kind of colour on the back of it. Mostly because the sun would beat down on it as well, it needs some kind of pigmentation. But then the rest of it, yes, going to go largely translucent. I think it's going to be creepy as anything.
It's in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, sorry, I meant Lava Child. It's also from the Tomb of Annihilation. Golden Pig says, love the art so far.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I love your comments so far in general.
Yeah, thank you to everyone for joining in the chat today. It's nice and lively, and it's good to have plenty to read out, and I really like that we've got quite a few new people in tonight.
Yeah, so absolutely.
Cheers for that.
It's lovely to hear from you all. I really thought my eyes would be freaked out by all the green. Usually we have quite a lot of lights on, but this is quite quite good to see through.
Blood could swell and leak from its belly mouth.
Oh, of course, yeah, because it's got the big open belly mouth. That's so grim. Well, I may have a little dripping stream coming from its horrible tummy mouth.
Grey says the Skyrim werewolves with the hairy back. This is just that, but vampire.
Yes, absolutely. They are great. I love the representation of werewolves in Skyrim. That was grand.
Oh, we were going to ask as well, weren't we, about whether people would prefer to see you live stream over on Twitch.
Oh yeah, of course.
As opposed to YouTube. Or how do you feel about that? Do you have a preference for one over the other, guys?
So yeah, I've been following a lot more people on Twitch. A few of my friends are Twitch illustrators and have absolutely wonderful streams. They are Art of Caro, and I think he's Christian Palmer Smith on Twitter, I believe. Mm-hmm. Correct me if I'm wrong if you're here. On Twitch, and a few other people as well. There's I always forget her name. One of the D&D artists who I follow, Avivor, that's the one, is on there as well. And what I've noticed is it's really easy to stream here on YouTube. They've made it nice and, excuse you, Myrtle. They've made it nice and easy for us. But Twitch has a lot more features and ways to interact. So, for example, little things that I've noticed are that people who are streaming on Twitch can set up a kind of coin system that it operates based on how long someone has been viewing for that session, and allows people to cash them in for things like, get up and go and have a stretch, go and have a drink, go and give Myrtle a treat, go and, blah, 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 all the way up to things like, draw something that I want you to draw right now, that kind of stuff. And I like interacting with you guys. It seems like one of those things that, it doesn't cost a penny, and it's also a way to interact, which sounds really cool. So there is that. But then you do have to get, I would have to get kind of like verified again by streaming quite regularly on it. So if it's something that you'd like to see instead of streaming on YouTube, I would probably publish these videos on YouTube after they'd been on Twitch and things, if I'm able to. But if that sounds like something that you prefer rather than streaming on YouTube, let me know.
It looks like everyone is preferring YouTube.
Okay.
Either they don't have Twitch, or they do, but they prefer YouTube, or it works better on their phone.
Oh, okay.
For YouTube.
I'm happy with absolutely either.
Like you guys are happier on YouTube. That's cool.
Perfect.
I just wanted to know whether people were more at home on one or the other. But
yeah, definitely.
YouTube's good for us.
YouTube definitely works. All my stuff is already here on YouTube. It's less work for me, so heck yeah.
Okay, so we've got some suggestions here. Okay, so we need to first of all decide: are we keeping the angel origin thing, or are we going with more, bat-like thing? Steve was suggesting that it could be a vampire
Fomorian?
Femoria?
Fomorian. So they're
Porphyria. I'm terrible at this.
Okay. So in Skyrim, you contract vampirism by getting a disease called vampiric porphyria.
Porphyria, that's it.
And then you sleep overnight, and then you transform, basically. Okay. So it can be that.
Infected angel. Maybe it's one of those communal organisms like the Portuguese man of war, but with transparentness. Maybe the quills on the back are a swarm of needleworms. Maybe its tongue could be like a chameleon's that goes all the way down its throat, or a woodpecker where it wraps around the skull. All sorts of weird tongue placements. You see the tongue through the skin wrapped up like a tape measure.
That's really cool.
Is the tongue like a mosquito stylus, or is it more like a march fly's tongue?
I don't actually know.
I'd love to know how this thing digests food, if it just opens up its entire torso and swallows it whole.
Very difficultly, I'd imagine.
Can it only hold one victim at once?
Yeah. Well, I think fluids are pretty important for it, so maybe maybe it can only eat one person at a time, and it's got very strong digestive acids, but we can kind of play with that as we.
Well, I'm saying, Steve, the angel thing could be something like something folklore likens it to. If people were in this area were religiously linked to the unholy, which is giving me a little bit of Midnight Mass. Yeah,
no spoilers for Midnight Mass, obviously, but it's one of the best things I've watched on TV recently. So highly recommend, and very much features the creepiness of a sort of close-knit religious group, a bit like the Wicker Man, I suppose. Very cool.
Like a vampire disease, says Steve. Gray says, I like the South American vampire, fallen angel with the superstition mountains. That all ties in nicely. Maybe a chimera sort of deal.
Yeah, could be very chimeric.
Some horrible wizard's experiment gone wrong.
Definitely sounds like it.
York says, have you seen The Night Flyer, Stephen King? And it's one of the most horrific vampire faces I've ever seen.
Oh goodness, I don't recognise it. Oh, little Myrtle is doing what we call Doug step. You okay, Mertz? Oh. She's fallen out of her bed partially, but has fallen asleep with her body out of the bed. I think Yvonne will maybe post something to the Discord.
Yeah, she must be having a dream. Oh yeah, don't forget the Death Robin.
Oh, don't worry, little Death Robin's on there.
Oh, have you drawn the Death Robin?
Yeah, little Death Robin is up on the back here. I don't know if you can see him.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, my eyes are on the chat mostly.
So it's okay, don't worry.
They're loving the Death Robin.
Yay. We can come up with stats separate for the Death Robin.
Maybe the Robin is like one of those birds that sit in rhinos and eat their bugs.
Yeah.
Batboy is like Doom Robin.
Very good call.
Alright, where's Myrtle and friends?
Yeah. She's not a graceful animal. She's very cute. I see you heard that, Myrtle.
Golden Pig is in, should I do my own cryptids? Of course.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, cool.
Crypt on.
That's the most sinister looking little bird I've ever seen.
He knows too much.
Death Robin is merch.
Oh yeah, I still need to get on Drippy merch. There's a lot of call for Drippy merch from our Ooze Griffin called Drippy video.
Oh, Willem says, be right back, my grandma's here.
Oh,
Willem's grandma.
Hello Willem's grandma. She's welcome to join us.
Yeah. Get her on board.
Yeah.
Golden Pig says, should I do a humanoid or an animal cryptid?
I would say if we're doing a kind of more animalistic one, why don't you do a humanoid one? Join us. Which I imagine is what this bat thing says immediately before it eats you.
York says, now we just need some anti-insert name of cryptid repellent bat spray.
Yes.
And yes, Laval says, Drippy, 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 Drippy.
Drippy, I suppose official mascot of our community.
So, do we have a name? Oh yeah, I still want a hashtag Team Drippy t-shirt.
Yes, don't worry, I will 100% get on that. I have the stats from various monsters to put up. I think that's maybe what I'll spend November doing. I might have, that's a good thing to mention. I'm going to take a week off of posting videos next week, I think it is, to kind of just get myself set up a bit more for Dragon December. So there might be a bit of a delay in terms of creating content for November. But I wanted to be nice and ahead of Dragon December. It's the culmination of the year. It's kind of like the biggest moment in the Arcane Forge calendar. And I've got some really cool stuff planned. So taking a little 1 week away from posting videos just to make sure that we get some excellent stuff. But hopefully November will be me kind of catching up on a lot of the stuff that we've created in streams. A lot of the magic items, a lot of the monsters, making sure they're all homebrewed and up to scratch and on our website, ready for you to use in your games for free. So yeah.
Steve says, hey Gran, see this? It opens up entirely to swallow a 6-foot manhole. So everything's been with you. Reed says, maybe the robin is a baby monster budding off of the parent. Or an angling fish style mate merged into its body.
Both of those are absolutely horrendous. Well done.
Steve says it should have a cryptid style name, not a species name.
That's fair. Yeah, that's very, very fair.
Gross lifestyles are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In Drippy we trust.
Yeah.
Attached Death Robin is what it does. What does the hypnotic baby call?
Oh, interesting idea. I like that.
Golden Pig's going to post their cryptid on Discord.
Oh, yes,
really
please.
Awesome.
Yes, please. That sounds very, very cool. Thank you very much.
It should have a more northeastern European style name, says Days Fault.
Ooh.
Do you think you'll do the pink dragon, by the way?
I have already illustrated the pink dragon. I have yet to. Sorry, the patrons have voted. My patrons know what I'll be covering. I think, give or take. So pink dragons, 1,000% are coming in Dragon December, among various other fantastic things.
Bronwyn says it's called the what the? It's named after the what most people say right before they die. Oh my god.
That's pretty amazing. Love that idea.
Willem's back. What are we naming this thing now? I don't think we came up with one
we've
yet,
not fully come up with one. We've had some really good suggestions.
Gabriel says maybe it's a new type of aberration that comes from a world where the gods have been destroyed and without them life there has started going crazy, and now this thing has started spreading.
Yeah.
Steve says we had pine forest earlier. Baby calls as a lure. It's vaguely bat-like. It can shriek and the shriek messes with your psyche just to feed out what we've got so far. Helping you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So something that would be to do with the shrieking noise it makes.
Yeah.
The not baby.
The leaf nose shrieker or something like that. It needs a.
The warbler, says Reed.
Oh, the warbler. But that sounds like a tiny little bird. That sounds like the name of the Death Robin.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of like something to do with like the sort of like the Good Samaritan, like it lures people in who want to help.
Yeah.
Thing. I don't know
interesting.
What you'd name it though.
Is there a name for bear traps aside from bear trap? Is there like a kind of lure? Something to work on.
York says, I say we call it the Night Claw.
Oh, yeah, Night Claw is great, but isn't that the name of something from After Man, where the kind of there's like a predatory bat creature in that uses its hind legs as its front legs and things like that.
Grey Rose, I like this. The Lost Lamb, to tie in with the fallen angel religious vibe.
Very cool. Okay, I like that.
I like that.
That sounds good.
Name it John and Tim for the Robin. The Vice, the Burbling Deceiver.
Ooh.
Booram.
Oh, Booram. What? Qu'est-ce que c'est?
I like the Lost Lamb.
Yeah, the Lost Lamb sounds very cool. That sounds like something that you'd turn to in the Monster Manual.
Yeah, or also like the discrepancy between the name and what the creature looks like.
Oh yeah, it's not a lamb in sight.
Garrett says, no, that's a Night Stalker.
Night Stalker, thank you very much. If anyone knew, it was going to be you. Okay, I've left a lot of gaps. Let's see where they start turning up. Ooh, yeah, okay. Let's see.
The False Mothman.
False Mothman. Let's not invoke the name of an existing cryptid in this one, but I like the idea of it.
Reed says, the terrible infant because of the brainwashing making you think it's just a weird baby.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So you got a colour palette in mind?
Meaty, mostly. The meaty colour palette, I think, because we're going for something that's like pretty much translucent in terms of skin, except for its back. And it's going to have, you're going to be able to see all the blood that it drinks kind of flowing through it. So I think that seems like a good one. Let's see if I've left any more gaps in this thing's line work.
Yeah, I think consensus on the Lost Lamb is working. So
it sounds good.
Great for that one.
Yeah, thank you very much for the Lost Lamb. Good call. Horrible, horrible call. But I like it. Okay.
So you're just checking for gaps in the drawing just now?
Yeah, so basically I will kind of select a whole area and then I will remove the kind of grayscale part of it. But I need to make sure that all my line work doesn't have any gaps so that when I delete stuff, it doesn't delete the wrong stuff. Right. And I can't quite see where I'm missing, where there are little gaps in it. And maybe it's...
it brings to mind a corrupt baby for me, like the birth of the Antichrist style.
Ooh, very cool.
William says sanguine serif.
Sanguine serif sounds very cool, actually.
What kind of environment is this thing going to be in, or did I step away and miss that conversation?
So we talked a little bit about it being in a kind of like pine forests. There was a lot of imagery of kind of log cabins put out there, which I quite liked. Otherwise, I can't really think where else we said. Can you remember?
There was quite a few different suggestions, but I think that was the one that you honed in on anyway, was the woodlandy one.
I like the sound of it for sure.
Cherub, or the Wailing Lamb, not like an idea, just another option.
Yeah, very cool.
What about the robin's name? Gabriel says, please cover Ferris dragons.
Ferris dragons. Oh yeah.
Ferris dragons. Chromium dragons.
I cannot add to Dragon December anymore. I have actually finished at least the illustrations and the research for all of my dragons this year. But maybe next year I'll be able to include some extra interesting ones. And there's also going to be a live stream and things like that. So don't worry.
Oh yeah, the Superstition Mountains.
Ooh, oh of course, yeah.
Around churches, France, Superstition Mountains. I'm going to Google that and have a wee look.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool actually.
Yeah, nice and creepy. Oh wow, okay, lots of very cool mesas and things like that. That seems like a really great place.
Yeah, it looks like it could be perched on top of the mountain and then just like swooping down.
Absolutely.
Off of that. That's pretty awesome.
Heck yeah.
The robin is just called Death Boy.
Death Boy, yes. Thoroughly approved.
Says, how about the Gloom Snatcher?
Oh, Gloom Snatcher is very nice. I like the sound of that a lot. Right, so, oh man, this is actually starting to dig into my ears a little bit.
I mean, I feel like you've done well with it so far. If you want to take it off and just be Panda Boy for the rest. I'm pretty sure no one will mind Panda Boy.
Right, it might need to be Panda Boy time. Oh.
It is just held on with like quite a tight, thin bit.
Yeah, I couldn't find any
so.
actual string stuff, so I used like sewing thread.
Let's see. Oh wow, that's a look.
It's a beautiful. My goodness. Oh well. This is the second part of the horror. Oh, my ears are actually killing me. Right, okay, let's carry on from here. Right, so let's get a nice kind of pale colour.
Gray says, when you meet the lost lamb lurking around Superstition Mountains, the keen wail of the death warbler on its shoulder.
I love it. Let's go for some nice meaty colours, our favourites.
Holy hell, it's Kiss.
Yeah. Second costume.
More like a sloppy snog. It's quite mushy.
Yeah, is it all melted a little bit under the heat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yum.
Detroit Rock City. Oh, it does look quite like kiss-like in the.
Oh, does
you
it?
see it in the very small gardener.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that's not actually that bad. Yeah. Either way, you guys know what I was going for before all this. Let's go for.
Minion says, I forgot, but did I tell you about Flesh Pit National Park?
You did, or at least I know of it. Whether or not we had a discussion about it, I'm not quite sure. But I know of it and absolutely love it. So yes, good call on that.
Sophia says, the screeching mist and its little helper Death Robin.
Oh, cute. And then one final bit for the veins and things.
Gabriel says, oh my god, Josh, you look terrifying. Maybe you didn't need the mask on all this time.
That's very true. Very, very true.
It's just weird because your nose is painted black as well. Your eyes, nose, it like merge into your beard, your moustache.
Yeah, this is just what happens when I don't shave.
It looks like you've just got like two very pale lips floating in the middle of
that was the look I was going for this whole time. Let's go for a new layer here. And let's see what I can do with some browns and some greys to kind of get a bit of fur on the back maybe. Let's see. Erase.
Oh, Leo says night night, he's off to bed now.
Oh, thank you so much for being here.
The bat with the long fingers.
Excellent, I'm so glad.
Alright, good night, Leo.
Good night, have a wonderful time. Thanks for being here. Let's go for a bit of fluff on the giblets, so we don't have to worry about that. And then some like greys and browns. A little bit of grey as well. Make it look properly fluffy and bat-like, and then I can merge that layer down in a second. Once I've erased some of these bits, because we definitely want the face. Oh, maybe actually I want to do a bit more fluff around the face here at least.
So we've had 39 votes so far. Mothman and Not Ear are tying in first place, and in second place Bunyip and Nessie both have exactly 15% each as well.
I kind of forgot about the poll, but I'm glad that
Not Deer has 3% more, sorry. Okay. So Not Deer is winning.
Right, okay.
Which I feel like it should.
It was a good one. It was a very unique beast.
Minring says, also interesting fact about Superstition Mountains is that when the Spanish conquistadors saw it, they called it the Foam Mountains.
The Homer Mountains. H-O-M-E.
Foam. F-O-A-M.
Alright.
Oh, Jamie's joined us as well.
Hi, Jamie.
Your comment got flagged. This is because of your beard, you look like a skeleton choking on a hairball.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I mean, really, that's all I am in real life.
Steve says, a very SFW. Is that safe for work?
Safe for work, yeah.
Unnatural hell beast abomination. I like it. Cover them giblets.
Have to cover the giblets.
I was just thinking that as well when you were shading that in. I was like,
It's important to do sometimes. We had Ollie's little son Leo watching, who's very young, and he might need to know that giant bat monsters sometimes like to cover their giblets. Oh no, what is this stream?
The kids are in bed now, we can go X-rated.
And we get the kind of music on the go. Oh baby.
Okay, maybe not. Save it for your OnlyFans.
Arcane Forge OnlyFans would be a terrifyingly lame place, I think. I think the Arcane Forge OnlyFans would be a terrifyingly lame place. It's done, and then we can start working on some of these other bits.
Cool. So we're just coming up on the 2-hour mark.
Okay.
We've got 15 minutes left.
Okay, I'll do my best to kind of
aim to wrap things up.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Just got the colour layer, and then after that I've got the what do you call it? The kind of variations to do. I want to do that. Thank you. Merge down. Oh no. I want to do this merging down. There we go. Right. Okay. So back in the game. Had some things I need to sort out. But it's looking good. I'm liking this. I like this horrifying creature. I like the sound of its powers as well and its environment. Did we settle on whether or not this was actually a nocturnal predator or if this was a, what do you call it? Diurnal? Yeah.
I think this has got to be nocturnal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it seems like it should be.
Yeah. It's screaming nocturnal to me. It's got the echolocation as well.
Yeah, that's true. Even if it has human eyes, so it can maybe see during the day if it needs to, but doesn't have to.
Yeah, yours is I seen it nocturnal.
Yeah, it's a big old bat monster. It probably should be. Especially if it's hunting down Mothman.
Steve says, thanks Josh and the community for the tips about digital art last time. I have a small shopping list all picked out. I get made redundant next year. Sorry to hear that. So I'll be able to help treat myself a bit.
Oh, okay. That's good news.
Good, Steve.
Yeah. Sorry about the circumstances, but I'm glad you get to have fun.
Grey Rose says, nothing like losing your 5-year-old in the mountains, hearing him cry in the woods, and then dying to a bird with horns and a massive human-eyed bat.
Yeah.
Got to be nocturnal. Why not both?
Yeah.
It's nocturnal. It's absolutely not a day beast.
Yes.
Oh, nocturnal or crepuscular. Crepuscular.
Okay. I've not heard that before.
Yeah, how did I get a job reading stuff out?
Oh. I like it when
early
you do that.
happy Halloween, Arcane Forge from my holiday in Spain.
Oh, thank you very much. Enjoy Spain.
This is Kieran?
I don't know Kieran. I don't think off the top of my head, unless you go by another name. Doesn't ring an immediate bell, but thank you so much, Kieran.
Who says it needs to sleep? Dawn and Dusk only is cool.
Okay.
So, yeah. I like the idea of seeing it in poor light and not being able to distinguish what it is.
Definitely.
Yeah, like when I'm looking at it and thinking about it in the waves and stuff, I'm thinking about it seeing it in night vision. Maybe it's all this green light that's making me think of that. You know, that kind of the reflective eyes.
Yeah, I totally get you.
Yeah.
Let's change anything here.
next Cryptober, can you draw the Lost Dutchman as an undead?
Ooh, sounds interesting. Yeah. All I'm thinking of is the Flying Dutchman right now, but if you know more about that, I'd love to hear about it.
Steve says, I'm not sorry. I've been there 20 years. Feel like it was time for a break, but the redundancy was a bit too much to walk away from. So it's welcome for me. Oh, that's
well, there you go. Wonderful stuff.
Yeah, get that redundancy package.
Yeah, boy. Get all that art skills on the go.
Toying with the idea of going pro DM or finally self-publishing some of my utter nonsense on Kindle. That's
both of those sound amazing ideas. Let me know if and when you do, and I will promote that. That sounds wonderful.
Pro DM would be an amazing job.
Yeah. I have heard that they earn quite a decent bit of money as well.
It's an amazing skill set to have, and not everyone knows someone that wants to be the DM.
Absolutely.
So I can see why that would work.
Yeah. It's the most. It's almost a trope online now. Is a group of 6 people looking for DM. It's like one of you probably could DM, but if you're willing to pay for it, I'm sure there are people out there who are willing to do it, you know? Now comes the really difficult part where I realise just how many teeth I've put in this illustration that I need to colour in. Let's do... do you guys have any horror movies to recommend us for our horror movie marathon on Halloween? Like I say, definitely going to be putting my vote in for Pontypool, but if you have any absolute gems, maybe hidden gems that are less likely to be seen, but might maybe be on Netflix, that's definitely going to be a winner, I think. If you have any particular favourites. I've heard 30 Days of Night is really good, although I've not actually seen it. I know it's based on a comic book that was very popular as well. I want to get both the heebies and the jeebies, ideally.
Oh, Fiona, who's joining us for the Halloween night, has not seen Eden Lake or The Descent, which are two.
No way! Yeah, we could make a movie marathon just out of that.
The Witch, says Sam.
Is that good? Because I think we started watching it, and I don't know why we stopped. Maybe just, I mean, we both got ADHD, so we probably just lost interest at some point, but it would be a good idea to pick it back up, because I've heard a lot of people say it's really good.
Ghost Stories, it's on the BBC iPlayer right now. Give it a try. It's based on the stage play. Yeah, my friend used to work at a theatre that ran it, and she said that, like, walking around backstage was really creepy afterwards.
Wonderful.
And I think it's the guy from The League of Gentlemen that wrote it.
Oh, brilliant.
Jeremy Dickinson.
That's cool.
Not really a gem, but a horror train with Christopher Lee in it is fun.
Excellent.
That could maybe, like, once we've watched like a few like terribly scary ones, we could watch something a bit more like creepy but fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Not amazing, but a long way from bad. I think that's about Ghost Stories. I recommend The Night Flyer, The Relic, The Host, and Pumpkinhead, to name a few, says Yorick. The Witch is a real slow build, but it's 100% worth it in the end.
Okay, sounds good to me. Sold.
Oh yeah, it's Jeremy Dyson, The Unseen Gentleman. Crimson Peak was pretty good.
Crimson Peak was pretty good. I enjoyed that one. think that was one of the first Tom Hiddleston things I saw.
Hush is also a very fun modern take of the slasher genre. That's definitely on Netflix. I've seen that.
Okay.
I think is that someone that's deaf that is someone's breaking into their house.
Oh, interesting.
That might be
is that the one with Clint Eastwood?
No, I don't think
There's
so.
a Clint Eastwood one where he's blind in that, I think it is. And people are trying to, maybe he is deaf, and people are trying to like sneak into his house.
Are you sure it's Clint Eastwood? I've seen one, it's like an abandoned house in Detroit, and there's like people trying to break in.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else in that case.
The Ritual.
Oh, The Ritual is brilliant. Have you seen The Ritual?
Is that the one I called the police afterwards because I thought I'd seen someone in the garden? Is that...
It's got... Is it Rafe Spall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one that's got loads of like weird, creepy things in the background. Like we kept having to pause it and rewind it because I could never see them.
Oh, interesting.
Is it not that?
I don't know if that's...
No, we watched some horrible...
It's Rafe Spall in a forest.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we watched that, and then I opened the back door to let Myrtle and Bella out.
Yeah.
And there was someone standing in the
course,
communal garden
that
looking
was
back
really
at me
creepy.
in the dark.
I called out to him, and he just descended back into the darkness rather than replying.
Yeah.
That was really creepy.
So I called the police out, and then I was like, "Don't tell them I was watching a horror film."
Yeah. Yeah.
I love horror stories, but I can't cope with horror movies. Go figure. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I feel like the older I get, the less I can actually deal with horror movies.
Yeah.
Like, I was totally into them as a teenager, but now it's like, no.
I get you.
Not a movie, but if you haven't seen The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, we have, and absolutely loved it. Haven't seen The Haunting of Blind Manor. That's a retelling of
Returning of the Screw.
Returning of the Screw, yeah.
Hill
House
we
was great.
started to watch that, and then we realised what it was based on, and we were sort of thinking that might not be a theme that we were particularly wanting to watch.
Yeah.
The sort of child abuse aspect of it.
Yeah. But if it's very good, I'm glad.
Yeah, I mean, I have heard really good things about it. But The Haunting of Hill House was great. That was another one that we kept. Josh is really good at spotting like the hidden creepy details, like faces in the background and stuff, and I miss them every single time. So we kept having to pause and rewind so I could see.
It's mostly because I'm jumping out of my absolute skin, and
I'm
you
like,
don't seem panicked.
What was it? I took delivery of my Babadook gauntlets this week. They're mad. They've like, oh yes.
Oh, of course, because he's got really long fingers. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
It's like real fingers, but they're almost a foot long. It's creepy as hell.
Were you saying that last time we had a live stream or something? I seem to remember someone talking about this, and it was just I already had the image in my head, and it just I'm so glad it's as creepy as you thought it was going to be, and also I never want to meet you in that costume. So, yeah. There's something about eerily long fingers, he says, while drawing the nails on a creature with eerily long fingers, that's just really unsettling.
Jeepers Creepers was good too, yeah.
Oh, Jeepers Creepers was good.
That when I was a teenager, yeah. It's very upsetting actually.
Yeah.
It Follows is good. Amazing soundscape to the film. The music is amazing.
Get Out, obviously, is one of the best horror films, I think.
Yeah.
That's absolutely
We've
amazing.
still not seen Us.
No, I've heard mixed reviews about it. I think I get the impression that it's a good film if you've not seen Get Out, but Get Out's so good that comparatively, if you're expecting another Get Out from is it Jordan Peele who wrote that?
Yeah.
It's one of Key and Peele. I can never remember which. I'm bad at names. Yeah, I think so.
Key and Peele need to do the Ant-and-Dec thing and stand. So you know what.
Yeah, the order in which they stand. I'm so bad with comedy duos in general. Well, names in general, to be honest. But I've got a few more.
There was a cool movie monster from a movie called The Virus, I think. The monster is like the thing, but it can also incorporate robotic parts.
Ooh, interesting.
Cool. Someone called T just showed up. Hello.
Oh, hello, T. You've joined us while I look like a panda.
Oh, Golden Pig is uploading, or Bronwyn's uploading their drawing to the group. That'd be in the art Discord, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'll keep an eye on that for when that uploads.
Thank you very much. Cannot wait to see what you come up with.
Oh, this is worth a go. Yes, it's the same guy as Get Out, and I loved it. So Steve.
Brilliant. Okay, sold in that case. I did not need much convincing, but I'm glad it's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, right. Time to add these shadows back in and see what we end up with. Oh no, the little robin. I've not done the robin. Don't worry.
Do you want to just do a recap? T's just joined us, and since we're kind of towards the end of it, T, but let's recap briefly.
So we were trying to create our own cryptid using ideas based on themes that are common to cryptids, and we ended up coming up with a winged creature who had a long tongue, gangly limbs. What were the other criteria? There was some other criteria as well. Either way, and we ended up with this. Human-like eyes, and we ended up with this absolute abomination of a giant bat monster, which is semi-translucent in its skin, devours people's blood, and can eat a single person whole by opening its entire stomach contents. And it has a tiny little robin as a familiar, but otherwise it's sort of, what would you say? It has kind of like a screeching noise that it can make. It has a kind of barbed and sort of poisonous tongue. There are some other things that it can do that I'm going to need to go back and...
cover the baby noise.
Oh yeah, it can make a baby noise. That sounds like a little bébé that is in peril. Even if you hear it and you see the monster performing it, it causes such psychological tricks to your mind that you can't help but believe that there is still a real baby in peril.
Yeah, that's such a creepy detail. Oh, it's looking great.
Yeah.
Golden Pig. That's their monster there that they've uploaded.
Oh, absolutely terrifying. I love it. The creepy smile and the long limbs and the sort of like barbed shoulder blades. Yeah. That's very, very cool. Very well done. Thank you very much. Almost done here. I've got two more things I want to do. One of them is giving this thing a little bit of shine to its eye. Exactly, Myrtle. And also doing one of these. A little bit of meat on its bones, quite literally. There's my special effects brushes, here we go. Perfect. A nice, horrible, bloody meat bat monster with extraordinarily long fingers, no wings, a tiny robin companion, a barbed tongue, the ability to shriek like a baby and convince you psychically that there is a dying baby nearby, and a host of other horrible things. But that seems like a very fitting monster for the closure of our Cryptober. God, what was it? We came up with some really good names. I think it was like the
Lost Lamb.
The Lost Lamb, yes.
I think that's the winner.
That's a really cool one for sure. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us for this stream. I hope you had a wonderful night. I hope you have a fantastic Halloween. I hope you enjoyed Cryptober. This is the final video in it, and very soon I'll make some stats up and post this creature on my website for you to use in your games for free. As I said, I'm going to be taking a week off of posting videos next week so I can kind of catch up and get things a bit more organised. And I'll post a schedule of my content thereafter. And then we have 1 month wait until Dragon December, which will round off the year. But thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your month. And like I say, a really spooky Halloween. But I hope it's a safe one, no matter how spooky it is. Hopefully you don't meet one of these terrifying bat-like creatures while you're out and about. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us, and have a lovely night. Goodbye.
Bye.